Hello, everybody. My name is Aswat. So, for this video, we're going to talk about the recent Liver King exposure that he was abusing steroids. And it's a big thing because he was doing it for profit. He was lying to people. And there is a controversy because there are people trying to defend what he did, and of course there are people who are rightfully trying to cancel this guy. So Liver King, he popped up this year in 2022, quite big character, and so in every show that you see him, we will always go like this, bare-chested, no t-shirt. Let me go and find a picture of him. So this is the picture. He will always go like this, like, and he claims, and this is the amazing claim, because everybody who's seen this, any adult who's seen this, will say, wow, this could be steroid. He's about 40 plus. He's in his 40s. So he denied using steroid. He denied using steroid. But at the same time, he claimed that he got this body through eating liver. That's why his name got Liver King. He eats raw meat and raw liver. So when he kind of made this statement, people were shocked. So when people were shocked, because when he claimed, people want to get to know better. So he will get invited to podcasts or talk shows, and he would go to events just to show his body, always wearing like this, to show off his body and physique. Okay, what does this contribute? Is it harmful or dangerous? Okay. So when people call him up to go to interview him, or get on talk shows or videos on YouTube, he gets more exposure. So he built up his character like this wild man who eats raw liver, raw meat. So he's promoting all that. And he keeps saying that he doesn't take steroids and everything. He got it very natural. And he's also trying to promote his lifestyle, you see, and also his product. He also sells products, health products, and he also sells his lifestyle. His lifestyle is going back to the primal. There is something called primal something, that going back to the root of the old type of man that eats raw meat and and raw liver especially. So he's been doing this for the whole year, for 2022. I think this one guy rise up like he's kind of like the Andrew Tate of promoting all this kind of ideas and whatnot, trying to hype. And recently, he got exposed. Even Joe Rogan, biggest podcast right now, podcaster, he was the one who said, this guy is not real. He's taking steroids. He's doing all this bad thing to his body. He's the only one, like a podcaster who's a very famous person right now, who's really stand up against this guy. And Liver King tried to go on the Rogan show, but Rogan would not let him be on the show. Not only that, Liver King started to follow the MMS the MIA fight scene that Joe Rogan goes to sat by the ringside, trying to get Joe Rogan attention. Now a lot of people doesn't know, and he doesn't know that Joe Rogan have bodyguards. He's so famous, so he got a lot of bodyguards around him. So anybody who comes to near him, they will stop people from going to Joe Rogan. So why one of the person that Joe Rogan really said, please, if he comes near me, please stop him. So he cannot get to Joe because Joe can see through the bullshit. Because why is it so dangerous? His fans, his supporters, no, I'm not talking Joe Rogan supporters, I'm talking Liver King supporters. They are so very promoting this guy, even though he's a scammer, he's a liar. He's trying to promote his lifestyle that you have to pay. It's not free. He is promoting his lifestyle, which is dangerous, about eating raw meat. And then he's also trying to push his primer kind of, you have to go into his classes or whatnot, or something that you need to get as tough as this guy. If Andrew Tate show off his Bugatti to sell classes and seminars, this is the same thing that's going on here. But Andrew Tate is pushing that he's rich, he's a billionaire, he's a billionaire. It's not true. It's not true. It's all a show. And the same thing, Andrew Tate is just a show. They are doing the same thing. They're trying to create a persona to sell something. At the same time, to legitimize their scam, they would talk about certain facts like healthy lifestyle, same as Andrew Tate about, men should be men and things like that. They're trying to include this kind of philosophy. So that's why I said no difference between this guy and Andrew Tate. And, sometimes you can listen and then try to digest and then see, okay, the facts are facts. What they are saying, some of them are good. But you cannot deny that in the case of Liver King, I'll go to Andrew Tate later, but in the case of Liver King, he was lying. He was lying through and through. And the fact that he goes up to people trying to promote this himself as this figure who gets fit like this by eating liver, then people will buy into his program. Whereas now it's been exposed. It's been exposed that he is taking steroid. And he came out with an apology that he also took steroid and is taking steroids and other supplements to make his body like this. So it's not just liver, it's not exercise. Because this guy is 40 years old. So recently Joe Rogan did a podcast and with more plates, more dates, something like that. The guy is an expert in terms of exposing people who are fake, who are taking steroids but are not, Because what happened, this will go into why this is dangerous. Because it also involves other people. Let's go to the people that is happening right now. The most popular guy who is taking steroid is The Rock. Now, in the recent episode, Joe Rogan actually talked in length about the situation with The Rock. Because The Rock is definitely not healthy because he's pushing his body. And by the way, he's 50 years old. And he's doing this with this kind of physiques and body. It's dangerous though. In the podcast, Joe Rogan explained, and in the discussion with the steroid expert, that they are doing their bodies harm by taking steroids and all these chemicals because They are old. The Rock is 50 years old. He doesn't look 50. Because people have, if when The Rock goes into Black Adam or into his movies, he's he's about 50, man, in the late 40s and 50s, man. He's playing people around age 30. The guy on the left is The Rock, the original guy. But the moment he bulk up in all his videos and whatnot, he's really taking steroid. At 50 years old, you cannot maintain this body. That is the conclusion that from the Rogan podcast talk about in depth, that this guy is abusing himself. So people will ask now, what's wrong with that, Aswad? What's wrong if he looks good? Okay. Now, okay. The problem with that is, let's go to another Rock picture. You see the difference? The guy on the left is The Rock when he was 28, 25. He was young. Look at his body and look at his body now. At 50, you cannot do this. You cannot do this to a body without it being harmful. Now, the problem is, when people see this, people say it's not harmful, he looks good. But because he's just pumping steroids and pumping all this chemical in his body, it can be dangerous at 50 to maintain this. This is from all I got this information from the Joe Rogan latest podcast with the guy from More Plates, More Dates, who is an expert about all this field of steroid abuse. Again, for a lot of people who wants to look like this, they think it's okay because their role model is taking this. But the podcast explained, but the people who are normal people like us, to go into becoming like their body, you need a lot of money. One thing, you need a lot of money, and it's also destroying your life. Because they have to take steroid daily. The Liver King, the exposure about Liver King, that he takes all this supplement and steroid every day. It came out, the exposure came out with the emails that he asked doctors and gym expert what should he takes. Because all he wanted to do was business. He wanted to sell his program and supplements. So he does this. Because the supplement he's selling is, if you're too busy to find liver only, I have the answer for you. I already made them in some sort of form. You can take it. And also the kind of teaching he wanted to teach, the primer program that he said, all people in the olden days, they eat raw meat. That's why they get my body and whatnot. Kind of mentality lah. So they're selling that. And the same thing with The Rock. Now the problem is, The Rock is really killing himself. At 50, if you still do it like this, you are killing yourself. Steroid abuse is no joke. To maintain this kind of body and the way you are living your lifestyle, this is not long life. I learned from please go and watch the Joe Rogan podcast on Spotify. You can find it. That they talk about this in depth. That the more you put chemicals in your body, like to push up your muscle to maintain this kind of physique, at this age, at 50, it's impossible. It's impossible if you do exercise and just you go to the gym, you cannot maintain this kind of body. This body, Rock body, come because he took steroid. Because the jump at 50, he's killing himself. So when normal people want to get this kind of body, you will not only just spend thousands, but you will destroy your body. Your kidney will be destroyed. From the physical, he looks fine. Because from the physical. But inside, he's killing his kidney, He's killing his body. They're killing his brain because whatever drug that you take, it will stimulate the brain to release endorphin or whatnot kind of chemicals in your body to really pump up the body structure to maintain this kind of thing. It's all from steroid. Okay, so they say as well. So what does it have to do with you? Because I didn't know. I wanted to I'm fat, right? I'm fat. So I went to find out because there are many people who have followed these guys, Rock and now Liver King. But the famous guy I heard is Rock. People a lot follow him because they want to get this kind of body. When I ask around, at first I'm impressed. Some people say, "Oh, you have to go to the gym, do kind of this." It doesn't work, my friend. It doesn't work. You will not look like these guys at all. And they explain to you, okay, truthfully, if you want to get your body to change and from fat to this kind of thing, you need to use steroid. It doesn't work. And the best part is not even exercise. If I'm fat, to make sure my body goes down, the main thing is not exercise so much, but the way you eat. That's all. You have to watch what you eat. Then your body will be normal. So, like I said, this is the other guy who did this. Kumal Ninjani is a nerd. He's a nerd, that very famous nerd from a TV show. He's always done comedy. But his body change. This cannot be happening, People are saying, oh, hey, he exercised and he went to the gym. No. Even you go to the gym, you will not get the body that he currently has. If he came from the left to the right, before and after, you will never get this kind of body. Look at his body. So changed that people know that they use steroid. This is not natural at all. This is not natural. It's actually endangering his life. Not only you look, okay, from the outside he looks good, but internally, the steroid will destroy your liver, your heart, and your brain. Because your brain is actually, because of the drug, it will induce the brain to release chemicals. And the brain has to follow this drug, you see. So if you stop the steroid, all of this will go away. So they need to maintain that steroid. That is why it's so dangerous that normal people, when they look at this, I'm sure these people are looking up at The Rock, at Arnold Schwarzenegger, at Stallone. Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they are in the 70s and they are still taking it. Because they need to maintain their looks. Stallone, Schwarzenegger, especially him, they show picture of them going to the gym. No, at 70, you don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to go to the gym anymore. They are endangering themselves. But Stallone is 70. He's still playing a commando, or he shot a movie called Expendables and he became a superhero. I really said, this is so bullshit, man. The Rock is 50 right now. How old do you think Sylvester Stallone is? Sylvester Stallone is in the 70s, man. I'm sure it's late 60s, coming to 70s. He recently played a superhero. It's dangerous if people say, oh, then nothing wrong with him. He looks good. Yeah, for him to be a superhero, to show the veins coming out of his hands and everything at 70, they are endangering himself. And what happened to chemical abuse? You might look good, but mentally and physically, your body is dying, man. You accelerate your death. This guy, Kamal Nanjani, is like everybody else. It's like our own normal people. Because their body is like normal people on the left. Before, it's like everyday guy. If they started to do this because Hollywood paid their money, Hollywood can pay all the kind of drugs for them to look like this, just to be in a superhero movie. They are just for what? For looks, but you are destroying yourself, your body. I mean, defender of the people who defend Liver King and defend all the steroid use, they can go on and say how look at them as what they are better than you. They are good looking. They are strong. Their body is strong. You should be like them. You know, this is a good thing. I tell you, people who take steroid, not only that, they damage your brain. They damage your brain, man. You will go somewhere. You know, recently you will go mental. You even the story about The Rock now being so generous, buying his parents' house, all this kind of thing, all of this. Who else is the guy? The guy who plays Thor, doing the same thing. They know they are going to die very soon. The Rock knows he's going to die very soon. Now he's doing good thing, trying to very charitable, helping people, helping his family, buy all these cars, house, apa semua. Why? Because they know they are dying. They know they will die. The Rock is 50. He's taking this kind of thing. He's harming himself. So in the recent interview, which I also get from the Rogan podcast, Men's Health interview The Rock, because The Rock is very, he's a very amicable. It's like what do you call it? American heart. What do you call that? They love him. So when they love him, they say, they want him to be on the apex, on the top of the hill. You know? So the more they put up this kind of physique, the more he has to maintain it. You know, though when you are maintaining at 50, at 70, you're destroying yourself. You are not living, you are not living well. You know, we don't know. We are here. We read and see what they want us to see. But The Rock, Stallone, Schwarzenegger at home, but because they are rich, they can maintain that for until they die. They know they're gonna die. That's why all of these people are talking about longevity. So as like I said, The Rock went to Men's Health, and they are talking about his desire now is not for fame but for longevity. Why does it suddenly he talks about longevity? Because he knows he's not going to live long. He knows he's not going to live long. The Rock of all people knows he doesn't have long to live. He destroyed himself. He knows he's taking all this kind of chemical. He cannot stop. That's the problem with it. He cannot stop. He cannot look fat. You know, Joe Rogan takes steroid. He tells people openly he takes steroid from his age at 35, something like that. But the way Joe Rogan does it, he doesn't want the muscle. He doesn't want the muscle. He just want a therapy, what do you call it, testosterone therapy, to replace his, as he gets older, he's about 55. I think he's going to go to 50, late 50. Or mid 50s. He's going there. He knows already. He takes steroid. He takes, but he doesn't do it for the muscle gain, so he doesn't take a lot. But he's still undertaking supplement and chemicals. But he's monitoring that, not to the extent of destroying his body, but just using them to sustain himself as he gets older. So for him, he's very open about it, and I think it's healthy to go approach like what Joe Rogan did. But what The Rock, the Liver King, is promoting, and now Kumail Nanjiani, this is just a few, but what they are doing, they are promoting this kind of lifestyle to a lot of people, and the people will take steroid because of them. And they cannot stop. The Rock cannot stop. I know why The Rock cannot stop. We are going to touch on it. Why Liver King cannot stop now. The Rock cannot stop. Arnold Schwarzenegger will not stop. Sylvester Stallone will not stop. They will not stop. Why? Because there is something that happening to them that is called body dysmorphic disorder, BDD. So I'm going to read this for you. Body dysmorphic disorder or body dysmorphia is a mental health condition where a person spends a lot of time worrying about flaws in their appearance. These flaws are often unnoticeable to others. People of any age can have BDD, but it's most common in teenagers and young adults. It affects both men and women. Not only that, but you can see it can have a long-term effect that these people cannot look fat. They will not look fat. Arnold Schwarzenegger will never want to look fat. Grow gracefully, they will not. Stallone, The Rock, they are now trapped in this kind of physique. And the problem that I say, long-term problem, the people will follow. You see? The people will follow. Now become very physical looks is very number one item. It's not health. That's not The Rock is now saying that, I think I want to focus on the health, longevity. But what? He cannot stop himself. That's a problem. This is the danger about steroid abuse. I call this abuse because you are not like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan does steroid therapy. He admits he do steroid therapy, but nothing big to make his body big. But as he gets older, he needs steroids. He needs all these kind of chemicals to offset. As he goes older, the body become weaker and weaker. He just needs to get hormone therapy and whatnot, all of that, to make him feel good about his body feels good in the morning, something like that. Apart from the exercise, he's not overdosing himself like the Liver King and the Rock. If you don't believe me, I think you can know this. If you have friends who are bodybuilder, they become very dumb, and as they get older, they become very dumb because the body is so pumped up with all this chemical. It's not healthy. Kumar Ninjani, I don't know why. He because he wants to look good, he's destroying himself. And now people are following these people as like a model. I'm not saying that you should go let your body go and be fat. Even myself, I have to get aware I need to be healthy. You just need to be healthy, cut down your sugar, watch what you eat. And if you want to, burn faster, but I don't believe that, because I talk to people who have knowledge about getting healthy, who have been to the gym, experience for a long time. It's not to build muscle and whatnot. It's just to watch what you eat. They say, okay, if you build muscle, the muscle will burn the fat. The best way, they say, is to watch what you eat. Cut down your portion, and you will see the difference in your body. That's all. That's all. You can ask, I'm not trying to mislead people, but look at this example. Because the story came out, the exposure came out because of this guy. He lied to people to show, okay, it's just a line of lies that you will become powerful, healthy. This is like American obsession. I'm not saying the other part of the world doesn't have it, but this is a sick obsession, which is why I, for one, believe in like people who are healthy. For example, like Khabib, all these Russian boxers and MIA practitioner. They don't have giant muscles or big, huge muscle. They don't. Their body is very lean and because they're fit. That's all you want. Now I'm glad that he got exposed. Because you see the app that even there's a this guy is lying, he's a liar, he's a scammer. He's going to die fast. Rock knows he's going to die fast. He's not at 50, he cannot stop it. He's got body dysmorphia. He's dangerous to his art. He knows he's going to die. I know he knows he's going to die. You think all the picture that we see in his Instagram, he spends so much time in his gym. No, man. All he does is take steroid to maintain that. At 50 years old, your body cannot be like this. Your body cannot be like this unless they are taking steroids. I know the truth because at one time I was following this one guy from Muscle Beach, California, because he was fat and then he became like all this muscle. He said, "Oh, you can do this." He kept pushing, and then I was talking. I get people to interview him, and then now he's sick. He's no longer on Facebook or he's no longer on Instagram. I can't remember his name anymore because he's sick. Well, because he got involved with drug, but he stopped the money to push up the chemical in his body to support his steroid addiction is gone. It's gone. They spend so much money. Now he cannot pay the steroid, pay to keep the steroid thing being pumped into him. The body is also damaged already. He no longer pushing his body to go into Instagram to show. Because one day it will happen like that. Once your money runs out, it will happen like that. Because these people are not taking cheap steroids, They're taking expensive steroids. Expensive. Why? Joe Rogan can afford it. He admits it. He takes steroids and the other chemicals, testosterone, replacement therapy and whatnot. TRT they call it. They are cost $1,000 or not. You have to take it daily, Daily. Do you know The Rock have to take all these chemicals daily? To able to maintain the kind of lifestyle, you have to take it daily. It costs thousands and it's destroying your body. So be careful. Now the good thing about this exposure, it brings up the topic about the steroid use, steroid abuse. Because they have this body dysmorphic disorder. I think Liver King openly tells after the apology came out, because it's not him, it's about selling business, it's about him selling his product. This guy is about selling their talent to become actor. They want to continue to become actor. You want to be a Marvel superhero. But this is Kumail Nanjiani is the most transparent, that how is he thinking just to make a movie to destroy his body. The guy who plays Batman by Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale, he's now suffering, Christian Bale is now suffering. He regrets becoming so thin and then becoming fat and then becoming thin. He playing around with his body so much. He's regretting it. Christian Bale really takes steroid to go back to his health, to his body to play Batman. He from machinist to go there, he play machinist, become very thin. But in order for him to get back his body, he takes steroid. And then to become Batman, all that muscle when he take off his shirts, all of that from steroids. Nobody you see in Hollywood is doing this thing through going to the gym every day. No. All of this is steroid. Steroid use. Not steroid use, steroid abuse. I almost got trapped into this and I get research. That's how I'm getting interested about this topic, because I was a guy from the gym actually approached me to tell me, all of this you need to get steroid. We will provide you with the steroid. It's not the protein shake, it's steroid. Because I have my cousin, why I don't talk anymore. He became like this because of steroid. I definitely. And then he got everything lah. The woman, I got everything lah. But he will deserve it lah. He deserve all of his. Whatever he get from this he deserve it lah. That's all. By this video, I know my video on YouTube doesn't have a lot. But if you take anything, do not goal your body goal. I think everybody body goal is just to be fit, and you have to watch what you eat. That's all. You don't have to be fat, just watch what you eat. That's what the true how you get body, or good body, a slim body and fit body, is watch what you eat. The most importantly, what you eat, cut down sugar. I because I had diabetic, I just had to cut down sugar. My body will slowly come down. My body went down. Because why? I cut down sugar. I'm not like top peak hit, and I don't want to. I'm getting to 50. My friend have I have friend who died already. I read people dying, heart attack, so young, people dying heart attack and taking, I know people who are like celebrity. Ashraf Sinclair died because of working at gym so much, pushing his body. He died out of so young, man. These people want to get that because they're good looking already, they're slim already, but I don't know why. Pushing yourself so hard for your body, but as your body need a lot of rest. When you become older, you need to appreciate what you have and just maintain your health. I read when you rate these people like The Rock, he knows he's going to die soon. He's killing himself, but he cannot stop. Do not be like these people. And I think that hopefully that's the message that you get from this. You don't need this kind of body actually. You don't need. You just need to be yourself. Just to slim down enough, cut down sugar so that you don't get infected by diabetes like me or anything dangerous. Just watch what you eat. That's all. I mean, I brought up this topic because it's timely. It's about because of the Joe Rogan podcast where he talks very openly. He himself takes all the supplement, but he said he doesn't take it too much. He maintain it just for the replacement therapy. But he doesn't take it to show people. He doesn't show off his body. He doesn't show off. He's not the type of person. He just want to be healthy. But these people show off their body just to be in the movies, just to get publicity for their product. But now they are being exposed. People are reading up, I just want to make this video because it's so timely, and people just don't care, People, I'm 50. I'm coming out 50 next year. But everybody comes to me, oh, you fat, I said, why the fuck you care? I have people who are younger than me or fit who are dead already because they don't get enough rest, they don't get enough, good food, simple food. Or, why do you care? Because sometimes people use it as a tool to condemn you. I have one story to tell before I leave, which I take note as a final. I take note and I share with people. So I was in Petronas last time, and I was getting lottery for 6 years. I was there. So one time I went to see this general manager, who is a mama, who's an Indian Muslim. So I went out in the early of the year. I told him, okay, last year I got lottery. He was my GM at that time, general manager. I told him, I got lottery. I don't want to get it anymore because I have a mother to take care, family in Kedah. So I told him, can I follow you? Can you teach me what I should do and do not do, what not? So he said, okay, I will take you under my wings. And it's Indian Muslim.
This guy is Indian Muslim. So he said, I will take you under my wing. You follow me for 1 year. Whatever I ask you to do, you do. Okay, deal. So I behave myself for that 1 year. I behave myself. I do what he asked me to do. At the end of the year, he still give me low 3. And I went to his office. I went to ask him why he give me low 3 after he said I did everything to him. I bring my work with me. I think it was at late. I think I waited until he got alone in the office. I went into to his office. And you know what he told me? So I asked him, after I asked him, why did you do that to me? I follow everything you asked. So he said, Aswad, you stand up. Okay, I stand up. You walk. I walk to him because I was standing at the door. He asked me to stand up. I walk to his. He said, because the way I walk, because I'm fat. I'm fat, and the way I walk, he said, I was so shocked. This was at Petronas, I thought these people were high class people. I told him everything, my problem, my family, I need money to take care of my mom, apa semua. He asked, I followed whatever he did ask me to do. At the end of the year, he gave me low 3. When I asked to give him a reason, he said, because the way I walk, because I'm fat. I will never remember that. I will never remember that. His name is Rahim Maidin. He said that to me. I will remember until the day I died. And after that, I stopped giving a fuck about my body, about trying to please people like that. I stopped asking. I remember it. I remember until the day I die, inshallah. I will remember. I will spread this story. I will tell people, don't forget about it. You don't put any trust in human being like this. Nanti you will be destroyed. You will attack your body. Say you're fat. And because of that, I have a grudge against him until I die. And then somehow God put me in the same room with him later on until I went back to the newspaper I used to work. He was there. He forgot everything he said to me. He tried to be my buddy. But I remember. Every time we eat together, I remember. But I always smile. Because I remember what kind of human this man, this is the kind of, I don't call him human, inside my heart, I don't call him human. This type of people. Okay, I know I'm getting off topic, but when he attacked me about my body, I remembered, what kind of leader is that? So I will never push myself to become like slim and whatnot. I stopped doing it. And thankfully, I'm okay with how I look. I'm happy. I bersyukur. I'm grateful to Allah because I still can believe. I can breathe. I can take care of my health. I can jaga diri with the God willing. God willing. I will never say to people you are fat and like that because I learned that lesson from Rahim Maidin. This video I suddenly become very personal. I try to make it about health concern, but it's also about attitude, about people who are trying to shame you because you are fat and whatnot. These people who have this body dysmorphic problem, they might have met people like Rahim Maidin, and they might have been like ridiculed about their body and their looks, and they got very traumatic about it, and they tried to change their body to this kind of fitness, making shame of people about their body. I'm not saying that people who are fat shouldn't go slim. I'm not saying that, but how you do that, how you approach people, teach them, what you can do better. You can take care of your health. If you slim down. So how do you slim down? You don't need to take steroid and whatnot. You just have to cut down your portion and cut down sugar. You can spoil yourself from time to time, but you don't need steroid. You don't. This is very dangerous. Don't body shame, but try. I also try. I also just try. No problem. I'm happy that I'm not. I'm happy with my body now rather than when I was younger, when I was good looking, or my body was slimmer, so much slimmer. I gained my body weight when I was taking care of my mom for 7 years. I don't care about my body anymore masa tu. I let it go. So that's my fault, but I learned to love myself. I love myself better now, and I'm glad. I'm bersyukur. I'm grateful. But whatever you do, back to the video. But whatever you do, back to this topic, do not take steroids. Do not put chemicals in your body, because you will die in pain and faster. You know. I love growing old. I love growing old because my picture in my head is like my mentor, and we always focus on, like, I was asking about death and preparing about to get old. He does touch, that's why cut down your portion. You don't eat rice, you just eat rice once per day kind of thing. His advice I take to heart. That's the extent of our body, because he really wanted me to take care of my body also, because I'm not married, and he was worried about my health also. He just advised me about, cut your portion. He doesn't mention it many times. He just mentioned it once, I think. That's it. Because it was not the most focus that I need at that point. The most focus, because I was going through Petronas, like I said, I was telling going people like Rahim Maidin how to mentally overcome that kind of attack. So I was learning more from my mentor about mental strength, and how to be happy. I was learning more about that area in my life that I need to get. That is more important for me to get well, to get fixed. I was before I met my Walid, I was very down. I was very stressed out. I was very lashing out. I was very down, depressed. So when I met my Walid, I learned tools how to overcome all that kind of negative thinking and everything like that. And I learned a lot. So that's why I love myself now, because I got this ilmu, all this knowledge, and all this lesson that helped me a lot. To be honest with you. Wow. I'm grateful for everything. There's nothing to do with chemicals. I don't put anything dangerous inside my body except for the doctor. Whatever the doctor asks me to take, I take lah. I don't have body dysmorphia. I really love my body. Unlike when I was younger, I hate my body, because my body, I have some, but I love my body. I don't mean that in the negative way, like I love being fat, or no, I don't like that. But I can fix on it. But I love what God gives me. You don't need to take all this kind of steroid. Don't. Dangerous. This is my video. I have to make I just feel that it's very appropriate. Sorry I added things about my old mentor, about what he said to me. All that thing, sometimes it stays with me until the day I die, because I will never do that to people. I will never tell people you are fat. I will never lie to people. Oh, you do this thing, I will be fair with you. And then at the end of the year, you tell them, oh, I'm not doing this because you're fat. Oh, I remember that. I remember what he said to me. So I think that's good. You have to remember evil people. That Rahim too was so evil. I remember until I die. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Be safe, be healthy, and love yourself. Peace.